I mean, the cat was.
Now I'm recording.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Well, let's introduce everyone. Everyone knows Riley, the sexy porn star she is, and then we all know Dorito, with an adorable pussycat. The most adorable little kitten. That's not offensive.
What's his name?
What's the cat's name?
Yuki.
Yuki.
Oh, that's a good name.
Japanese for snow, since she's white.
Oh, hell yeah!
A little slightly racist.
Oh, Sally. And this is Salad Ass. You want to come here, Sally? There's a dog right there. She thinks the kitten is her puppy, so watch.
Oh, that's so
perfect.
cute. That's great.
It's okay, Sally. You can act like a mama. Even though you're kind of fucking...
Man, you are just oozing the everything a woman likes. A dog, a cat, maybe not the Packers, but you know.
Fucking motorcycles on my wall and shit, dude. I'm radiating fucking...
Where are you? Are you at a family
like
friend's?
Gen Z.
Are you at a family
Oh,
friend's
I'm at my
house?
dad's house. Well, my stepdad's house. He's my... Okay, he owns the company I work for.
Yeah. So you're just staying at his place.
Yeah, so I'm like the boss's kid, but I'm not the boss's kid because he used to fuck my mom, but he don't fuck my mom no more. But he'll probably fuck my mom in the future, so he keeps me around. It's kind of weird.
Roll Tide!
Fuck it. Fuck it. Keep it in the family.
So, like, I'm gonna send y'all a clip, like, or something in, like, the Discord, because it's doing this glitch. It's not showing up on the recording, and that's what matters, but for me... It's like rubber banding for all of us, but only on the screen, but not in the recording. Like
Jesus
view.
Christ, cat.
Oh, I mean, I think the recording's the important one then.
Oh yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I could just look at. It's God damn, that's awful. Oh wait, it stops. Hold on.
It stops when you focus
when you
screens.
Stop talking.
I think it stops when I clicked on Discord. I don't know. Discord's Discord.
Oh, I was gonna be like, damn. They hate on you.
So. I totally got sidetracked yesterday, and I didn't talk about this guy because I told I was going to talk about him. I pissed a communist off on TikTok so badly, so badly. So, Riley, I don't know if you saw the video where
the guy that spat on his phone.
Yeah, like a fucking moron. Like I don't like, dude. I get
he lost.
I get spitting on the ground, still disrespectful. But you spat on your own, like you on the. So what happened? Is I see that he calls someone out on a comment, right? And the comments is like, someone doesn't understand a joke. And I check who that guy is. He's a, what's the E3 in the Air Force again?
E3 is Airman First Class.
Really good all-around guy. I messaged him and followed him and I said, apologized. He's like, I'm sorry that guy had to do that. And he's like, don't apologize. Me and my coworkers love your content. First of all, if you're in the military and you fucking love my content, make a video reaction of y'all, because that would mean everything to me. Because nothing's better than seeing a battalion commander piss himself laughing. Just like a little satisfying there. But he starts by going off with the video saying, hey, all the vets and all the military fanboys.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
I can't believe you've done that.
I was trying to invite him on the podcast. I was like, you know what?
Ain't no way he gonna throw his ass in that circle like that. No, fuck that. He ain't got the balls to do that shit.
Especially with, like, especially you, Dorito. But, like, Riley and me would be like, come on.
Oh, my profession is shit talking. That's why I get banned on TikTok all the time. I'm a professional shit talker.
Yo, I was talking about on the podcast that you were, TikTok kept on.
They hate me.
So badly.
They hate me because they ain't me.
I did take some time to go through his videos though, and I've seen some comments about people saying that he's like sexually assaulted multiple people. So I don't know what the truth is in that, but it was the same guy that made the video that he's talking about.
Which one?
Yeah,
the communist guy.
The guy. His name is Lifting Red, which, by the way, he has a Soviet flag on the wall. Let me just clarify this for you, guys.
Oh, that fucking
hold on.
That's PC shit I got into it with.
Hold on.
You had me so confused. I was just like,
the guy. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me show you.
Talked so many shit to so many people. I was like, wait a minute. I called out somebody that deserved it as well.
I hope you're just
Fuck yeah.
This guy right here. And that red flag is a Soviet flag. Now let me just hold on. Let me just clarify something.
You're talking about that DPR fucking guy.
Let me clarify something for you. The Soviet Union is dead. It's gone. It collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
The entirety of the Soviet Union doesn't exist. You are idolizing something that is a corpse. It'll never come back. So enjoy that little snippet. But he thinks if he's the type of communist.
Hard enough. You never know.
It's not gonna happen. But
life is not 100% certain though.
No, I don't. Fuck you.
Someone could kick you in the cock later.
I'm gonna say this right now. They don't need to help me. You don't need to help me. You don't need to help me.
No, they're not gonna try to help. You know what? Maybe if the Soviet Union comes back, I've seen Soviet Union flags in Ukraine.
I'm shit at math. You see what I meant?
My brother in Christ.
But my brother, my Packer in Christ. Listen closely, okay? Listen. I'm horrible at math. Hold on, give me a second. Give me like 1 fucking foot, you little bastard. I am shit at math, right? I'm not the best at algebra, but I am, and there's not, like, you're right. Life is uncertain, but I can be mathematically certain. 98, 99%. The chances of the Soviet Union coming back to its former glory, I have better chances of getting in bed with Angelina Jolie than fucking that ever happening.
You could try for something better, I'm just saying. Angelina Jolie is mid-tier. Ep5.
Johnny Depp.
Okay, I'd fuck Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I'd fuck Johnny Depp.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, for the culture.
I don't swing that way, but for the clout.
Hey, listen, we don't talk about some. No, I'm straight. But like, what about Johnny Depp? You said you fuck Johnny Depp. It's like, don't bring the boys into this. Don't you dare bring the boys into this. No,
I feel like rooting for the.
Ryan Reynolds.
I feel like rooting for the Soviet Union is about the same as like people that still like fly around rebel flags and shit like that.
See, but at least with the rebel flag, you didn't send people to the gulag.
Oh man!
I'm gonna get dragged in when people see that. And
I understand. Listen, I understand as a historical context. Like, I'd own a Soviet flag, but only for historical context. I'd own a.
Sorry.
Good
It was
Lord.
the final minute of the game and they were tied.
Remember, your microphone has a very low peak rating. To the
Bill Belichick's losing his shit, bro.
Oh my goodness.
He mad as all hell. He mad as a motherfucker. He yelling at that right. He's like,
You're literally peaking. You're peaking, Dorito. We can't hear you.
Do it in your room.
Do it in your room. No, I will say, like, I'll own historical flags. I'll fucking own a Nazi flag. I'll own a Soviet flag. Why? Because I'm a history buff. I love World War II. It's like my favorite. Like, Revolutionary War is my favorite war as well. So those are my two favorites. So of course I'll own them. Will I fly them on the wall? Fuck no. No. American flag, German flag. Period. I don't believe in the state flag thing. No.
Oh, he didn't catch
the Commonwealth has done nothing for me.
The Packers he didn't catch the ball.
Would you fly an Alabama
I'm not
flag?
up to speed on the Commonwealth. Me?
What do you mean an Alabama flag? Like Alabama.
Riley's from Alabama.
Alabama's state flag is a little bit more different than a Confederate flag, but they still do keep the same kind of design with that. I don't think I would fly an Alabama flag, to be honest.
An American flag? Yeah.
Huh.
I had one on my wall.
like
I do want to report.
What's up?
He didn't catch the ball. No touchdown.
Anyone for the podcast? It is what November? Was it October 2nd? The Packers game against who?
New England Patriots. Fucking Zappy.
Oh, fuck the Patriots, bro. Fuck yeah.
Well, hey, they got the Zappy guy that just came out here, and he's looking a little zappy. You know what I'm saying? He's looking a little. Apparently, the guy was good in college. He's looking good.
I don't care who the team is. If they're going against the Patriots, I'm for them. I hate the Patriots with a passion.
I don't know.
Are you into football, Riley?
Well, I mean, Alabama doesn't really have an NFL team to root for, so it's just really like SEC, like college football down here.
Yeah, that's completely.
This is Alabama fan.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You can cheer for the Saints.
Actually, we don't like anybody like from Louisiana. Like we're cool, like we know they're good people, but it's just the LSU tie, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about
Like
that.
even if Auburn's playing LSU, we're rooting for Auburn.
What about Georgia Bulldogs? How do we treat the Georgia Bulldogs?
Georgia Bulldogs whoop the Falcons.
I don't think we have any beef necessarily. Like I know that there's some very die-hard Alabama fans that's like, fuck the dogs, fuck the horns, you know.
Yeah,
fuck
but the
LSU,
dogs are also
fuck
die-hard.
Auburn. But we're kind of like, eh.
Stepdad's from.
Here's a thought.
What's up?
Every single state I've noticed has a hardcore Packer following. I think that's because the Packers are the easiest, most wholesome team to follow, and at the same time, you can own a share in stock. And you can, because Packers aren't ever going to leave Green Bay. So what I'm suggesting here is maybe Alabama just start flying green and gold on Sundays, and red and silver and white.
Hell, I will be rolling.
He's
in my
throwing
grave.
out a good argument though.
Start cheering for the Packers. We got the A-Rods. We got 13 rings.
I can't say anything right now because I'm a Broncos fan, and we haven't been good since the Panthers game.
It ain't been good for a fat minute. Hey.
Since Peyton Manning left, we haven't exactly been doing.
Denver Nation, let's ride.
I will fight you.
Let's ride, Denver Nation. Yeah.
Hey, listen. When I needed my Broncos love, I was in the middle of a fucking North Carolina Panthers fucking Super Bowl party. I was the only Broncos fan in full orange. And I was sitting there, I was enjoying my drink, and I was just like, y'all, I'm so sorry. And we all know how that fucking game went. It was the most pathetic excuse I've ever seen.
Though? I think the funniest thing is when the Packers play the Broncos at Lambeau Field, you can't tell the difference between Packer fans or Bronco fans because during November, it's hunting season, and it's cold as shit outside, and everyone wears blaze orange to fucking Lambeau.
Yeah,
they get done with hunting,
that's
and they just wear
pretty
that
accurate.
shit right in the
But honestly, a lot of fucking Colorado, it's cold. You know that, right? It's cold there.
Oh fuck yeah, I've been in Colorado. I got
I remember shit. If I would suggest to anyone, hold on, I would suggest to anyone. Good lord,
I believe it.
That shit. He barked at me too, like a dog.
I believe
it. I'm like, this motherfucker's barking at me. That ain't people. He gonna bite me and shit. She's like, no, just give him a hug. What are you? You don't like homeless people? Are you not for humanity? Hey, hell no.
Dorito.
He's coming from the mouth.
Dorito.
You ever get attacked by a homeless guy?
Dorito.
Hey, no, he's people. No, he's trying to bite me.
Dorito.
He likes you.
Dorito.
Oh. Yes, master.
Switch off your headphones. As much as I know you love your headphones and stuff, but like you're peaking that headphone mic like every time.
All right, we'll try this. I can't hear you guys with a dick though.
Why? I mean, like we're not that quiet, are we? Yeah. My favorite clip. Yesterday, I want to talk about yesterday. The favorite clip. I know the joke I made after the gender reveal party was a teensy dark, and it's not that it's a bad joke because I've heard the joke before, and I'm German and I've made worse World War II jokes, but I don't want to get canceled just yet. I don't want to get canceled right off the gate. Bald Guy Tries Podcast immediately shut down. Fuck. No.
Don't you your lighting?
Huh?
Polish your head. Yeah, when you cook with your lighting, polish your head. Like Howie Mandel.
I'm just gonna buff this out so y'all don't see the shine.
Take it.
Go for like shiniest noggin already.
I don't want to have a shiny noggin.
Your head's perfectly symmetrical too. Now that I'm looking at this, you're perfect.
Yeah, so are your teeth.
Very perfectly symmetrical.
Fuck you. Those are crookeder than shit, and you know it. Dickhead. No.
Oh, this. So.
raging alcoholics that didn't give a shit to send their kids to dentists, and then instead put them into football, and instead, I got chicks.
I love how the most drunkest counties in the entirety of the United States are in Wisconsin. If y'all look up it, I want everyone listening to the podcast, I want you to take a moment and I want you to Google how many gallons of year of beer and liquor is drank in Wisconsin and compare it to any state in the United States.
We make it. It doesn't even make it that far out of the fucking state is the thing, bro. We make that shit. PBR, Bud Light, Spotted Cow, fucking dog piss and shit. You name it. If it's yellow, we fucking sell it.
And then they take all of the residue from that and they wipe it down in this bar rag and they curl it and empty it out into Jägermeister cans.
Oh god, dude. I'm gonna say this. Jaeger is so overrated. It is dog water. It's dog shit. There's this alcohol.
Poison.
There's this alcohol. It's called Hirschkuss. It's a German alcohol. It's made in the Alps. It's made from a ton of different naturally occurring herbs that are only grown in the high altitudes of the Alps, right? And it is an herb liquor like Jaeger, but think toasted vanilla. It is so fucking delicious, and it's actually pretty sweet. And it is thick. It is definitely fucking thick. You put it with some ice cream, though, or you put it with some ice. Fantastic thing. You can only get it in Europe. You can't get it in the United States unless you want to pay an arm and a leg and my liver for customs shipping and all that other crap.
$8 for a 12-pack. It's the shit painted beers.
Miller Lite High Life. God.
The shit painted beers. The heartache of Wisconsin.
No, I would say Busch Light or Natural Light is the shittiest beer. Listen, Natural Light is good and all, and Miller is good and all, but like, would you agree, Riley, that the shittiest beer is Natural Light?
Oh yeah.
I'm not really a beer guy.
Well, so when you did drink, because I know you don't do it anymore, what was your at the time preferred choice?
Well, when I started drinking, I was like 15.
Oh.
And all we had was, whatever the kind ladies at the gas station would let us get, and it was Bud Light all the time. And then, that went up to Bud Light Platinum. But when I turned 21 and I was actually able to buy shit, I just got whiskey and rum.
You see, you did it backwards. You got to start off with liquor, and then it weans your ass off into beer.
I just don't like beer. I like the hard shit.
Now here's my question. How old are you now, by the way?
I'm 28.
You're 28. You don't work 28. Good lord.
I know. I got a baby face.
Me too. My girlfriend's like, listen, man, baby face. Just yeah, and so I'm trying to think, man. Yesterday I had grabbed the whole. By the way, I know what I just did was sacrilege, but when I finished editing, it was 1:30 in the morning.
Dang.
Yeah, because I went through everything and I was talking with people on work call, so I never got to finish that drink.
There's 4 seconds left in the fucking game. They're tied.
So it's flat Diet Coke and rum.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Don't you fucking just tappy tap.
No.
Oh, come on, man. You got it. It can't be too bad.
It actually doesn't taste that great. I like the bubbles. The bubbles just give you a good texture. The carbon dioxide mixed with the alcohol. Perfect.
I'd like you to try some of that rum with Sprite or 7-Up one time.
Is it really?
And then tell me what you think.
Have you tried this before? Because you saw this and you were like, ooh.
Oh yes, I do like Kraken.
It's
Fundi.
What's up?
Don't drink it. You have to say "Yo soy puto." Yo soy puto.
That means you're a bitch in Spanish.
Well, at least I'm not a Packers fan.
Ooh.
It's talking shit about the team that loses the championship every year. See, it's like getting to the Super Bowl. I just don't get that far.
Hey, let's bring it down to this. What am I wearing right now?
Feelings. No, that's
I don't want to hear shit from no one, because Washington Nats, the Astros were cheating and they still lost.
I don't want to talk about
They got
this,
fined. They got fined $4.5 million for the cheating scandal that they did in the World Series against the Nats. No one talked about it because no one, like, once that ends, if 6 months go by, no one's gonna remember. But everyone knows.
He's on the 40. Aaron Rodgers dropped back for 4 seconds. He throws the Randall Cobb. He's running down the field. Holy shit! He throws the ball back. And it's over. Okay. Overtime.
So I wouldn't be the one to.
What I just said.
We can hardly hear you sometimes because I think any other recording session we're gonna do, Dorito, you got to do it at your desk, man. Because this is as spotty as going into a bridge in DC. DC cell service, by the way, is the worst in the world, especially when you go through into Occoquan. It is awful because everyone and their mom is using that same freaking cell tower. I know with 5G it's gotten better, but it sucks. I want to take pictures and post them as I'm going through DC and going to the museums and stuff, but that's not happening.
You gotta wait till you're home.
Yeah. I'm thinking about. I keep on saying I'm gonna do this, but like, I want to get my library card for the Library of Congress. Cause I feel like it's how white of me, of a white guy, like I got my library card for the Library of Congress. Open up my wallet. It's all like shiny with the American Eagle.
I mean, a lot of people don't have it.
It's really not that hard to get.
And did you know they store artifacts in the Library of Congress too? I didn't know that.
One thing I would want to actually get my hands on, and something that they would actually understand why I'm like, you have to have a reason, right? If you're not a student, if you ask for some random ass artifact, they're not gonna. No, there's actually a whole different ID system that goes into students in college, people who are doing majors and that type of thing, and they get university access to the Library of Congress. But a civilian, you would need specific reason. Hey, why are you getting this? I'm gonna be getting the logbook for one of the Massachusetts State colony boats that came from England, just so I could in text actually see the written thing of where my ancestor was. There's a name. There it is, Eggleston right there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Take a picture of it and send it to my grandpa. I was like, full tide, because he was the last generation that were like stopped farming. He was the one that stopped because he went into medical engineering, and the farm or the family farm really wasn't as big as it used to be. But apparently that's all my family did throughout living in America, is that they were farmers. And thankfully, they were farmers in Indiana and nowhere near the center of the South. I was so worried when I was looking into my American heritage, like, don't say slave owner. Don't say slave owner. Oh, thank God.
I unfortunately cannot say the same for my family, unfortunately.
You're in Alabama. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. And I actually, because where my house is, they have the plantation house on the other side of the wood line and the pasture over here, and where my house is built is where the old slave houses were. So this house is haunted as all fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
When's the last haunted occurrence you had? Like
Last night.
Last night? What happened?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like a little bit paranoid about it, because if I talk about some stuff happening, then more shit happens. It's almost like feeding into it. It's very strange to explain it, but just living like in this place almost all my life, it's kind of like that's the same kind of occurrence that I've noticed. And what happened last night, we actually caught on Discord, because Like it happened in this viewing area, and it was very strange. And somebody recorded it, and like when I came back, they were like, "Yo, yo, 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 yo," and I was like, "Nope, don't even fucking say anything. I know what you're about to say. Just don't say it. I don't even want
Do
to
you think
hear
that's
it."
what was happening with the focus of the camera?
No, that could have easily been just like the programming in the camera.
So do you
like,
have automatic
messing up a
shutter on,
little
or do
bit.
you have it on manual shutter? Because there's a switch.
It's on automatic.
Okay. Because if it was on
Yeah.
manual, the only way that could be changed if it's physically spun.
Yeah, and it's on automatic.
Okay.
So and apparently it occurred like back in this general direction. I didn't even let them tell me what happened, so I was just not even in the room for it. Thank God.
Man, you're just that cat is living its life right now. That cat
Yeah.
is so happy right now. It's just like, I'm gonna fight you.
So damn small. Call me a fucking hand.
Feisty.
I wish I had some like 6'5", 6'8" behemoth of a woman to do that to me.
You
I'd be
Right
just
to
like
me.
that cat.
you are such
I've never experienced it in
I
my
was
life.
gonna
I
say,
would
you're
like
not-
to experience
You're
that.
not short per se, but you're telling me you want to be a pocket dom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but I'm a switch as it all gets out, dude. I'll sub, I'll dom, I don't give a fuck. But I haven't gotten to experience a full sub yet, and I need it in my life. At least I'm 28 years old and I haven't experienced that yet. I think I'm failing.
And this is towards a more adult conversation, which is okay. We're all adults here. There's
Yeah.
really nothing like there's the type of male masculinity and male guys like, I'm gonna not do that. I'm like, well, you're missing out, fucker. Second of all, there's nothing wrong with that. You're telling me if you're married to a 6'5" Amazonian goddess with like hips that could kill droves of men in combat, you're not gonna be like, I'm a baby when I'm cuddling the thigh? No, are you kidding me? Like,
I'll
play
even
with
take
my
it a step
hair.
further.
play with
Yeah.
the
Look,
beard. Yeah, the beard.
There you go.
where you down?
I'll take it a step further and say, strap it on. Let's do this.
Good
Let's go.
lord! Wow, straight to it.
You gotta try. You gotta try it once at least. And if
hey.
you like it, you like it. That's
so,
okay.
So you're telling all the ladies that you're single right now?
Oh yeah. I bet. Yeah.
There you go.
Steve, Brett,
It's just like we don't know. It's like I have no idea. I'm not going to be the type of person to say this podcast is going to get popular because I'm not cocky. I've had things fail. We've all had things flop.
I got
But
a cat right here.
if in 3 years this shit hits the way off, people are going to start from the beginning and start listening and getting to the point of getting to the right point. And people are going to be back and start messaging you like 3-4 years from now. Are going to be like, are you still single?
And I'm gonna be like, yeah. Because god damn it, I know I don't belong in a fucking relationship. That's for fucking sure, dude.
Ford F350. There is nothing else. The chrome on my rims is what I polish on the weekends.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Oh. Hey.
I got another polishing method. Morning and nightly.
We're not going to do that.
That's why I got chops of steel, man.
Hey, you use your dominant hand or you use the stranger danger?
No, I've always I'm right-handed when I write, but I'm left-handed when it comes to fun. I don't
You're
get
okay, hold on. You're telling me you are ambidextrous when it comes to jerking off.
Yep.
That
And
is...
you know everybody's like got this motion going on. Nope, I take it another step
Oh
and
my-
I go like that.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
that took years to collaborate too.
What, collaborate with your left hand?
Yeah, it was hard.
Wow. Yeah, no.
It was-
No, there's always the move. It's a joke that we've all said before. It's like, when your hand starts getting numb, you switch to the other hand, but it's never as good, so you have to switch back to the other.
No,
That's-
I go for hours, man. That's another thing that the Air Force gave me, which is great. It's eczema,
Time in the
and
world.
so
Air Force, God damn it.
I had we use these lubricants for the gun system on the F-16, and
You did-
those lubricants. Say what?
You use it. Damn, kitty.
No.
God,
No.
That's a
No,
little
no,
too
no.
airman.
Not like it's not like that.
That's a little too airman there.
But when it's like 4 different types of chemicals.
Yeah.
MC3, MC4. We call one tube camel cum, and the other tube is peanut butter, and we use all 4 of those on different parts of the gun system because it's a large rotating gun system and everything. But when we're doing maintenance on it and putting it back in, make sure everything works, we have to spin the gun, make sure velocity reaches peak and that the lube is doing its job and nothing's overheating or anything. That lube slings everywhere, so it gets on everybody.
And it causes eczema.
Well, if you are allergic to it, it causes eczema. Come to find out, I'm allergic to it. And so it caused eczema starting on my elbows, and it worked its way up to my hands, and then, of course, it worked its way down there. And what eczema does in some cases, it destroys nerve endings completely, but you can still feel the pain of the eczema. And so I made sure, like a bunch of times, that it was not an STD is what I was going through, is that it was little very small deposits of eczema happening like right underneath the head, and it has caused me not to be able to feel anything just as the years have gone by. And now I'm just kind of like, I need an absolute gorilla jacking me off to get off.
And now here's another question that every military person, every military brat needs to always talk with their military friends about. What percentage of disability do you have from the United States Air Force?
I am under 80% right now. That was the first time off, and they are actually in the process of increasing that to 100% total and permanent because they classify erectile dysfunction as loss of limb.
Yeah. Literally.
Because you
Man,
have a
that
loss
sucks.
of an appendage.
Is there no way of repairing that, right? There's no stem cell therapy that
Not
can help
yet.
grow the nerve endings back? Not yet. You never know. You might be able to get a robot one in the next 30 years.
That'd be great, and I would love it to be able to actually get somebody else to make me jizz. That'd be fucking awesome too. Never had that happen in my life. It's always been me doing the goddamn work.
Hey, the U.S. Army just settles out and gives you a solid week in Amsterdam.
I'm gonna need like the highest trained professional. I'm gonna need like the Illuminati.
We're talking
porn
about
stars.
We're talking about the Red Street of Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need like the
famous
top,
brothels.
tippity top.
Well, but like, give me the fancy one. Where is she? It's just, you hear just Mama
I'm gonna give her that.
Dimitrascow, Mommy Dimitrascow just stomp.
It's almost like pulling the sword from the stone. Like when
Only the
somebody
worthy.
does and is able to, and they're worthy enough, and it happens, that's
Ring
when
on
I
it.
start rethinking my stance on marriage.
May the christening be the holiest of thee.
And I promise you, when that day comes, I will paint the walls. I'll be like, I see dead kings, and fucking, you know.
Oh man, there goes sponsorships right there, just pissing away. I'm joking. No,
You can go bleep 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 bleep, and then
They want to get through shit, but we laugh about it because we men. We thugging like.
So I have,
women do the same thing too. They're hilarious.
I have a it's a wargaming software.
You got like a perk, like because some dudes only last for like 5 seconds. You got this ability, you got Enervify.
So yeah, that's first of all, that's you're never the two pump chump, that's for sure.
That's how it's been all my life too. I've lasted for hours and hours and hours.
That's my
and they're
issue
begging
as
me,
well,
like, we
is
need
that
you to come.
ADHD wise, it
Okay,
is
everyone-
that understands.
I nut within 0.2 seconds, and anybody.
I couldn't be me. It could, and it's not even me bragging. It's fucking aggravating. Okay, listen. It's like it's weird, and I'm so sorry, Mom. Skip over to like a few minutes from now because there's no way I'm having this conversation. My mom hears it, but regardless of it, it's ADHD, and overstimulation is a very annoying thing for people, males and females, that want to have sexual relations with said partners or whatever, or even from themselves. Now, sure, with yourselves, it's a lot easier because you know yourself, but that's an exterior body. That is that is another person. It is difficult, But once you really, and it almost goes into the whole like people who are demisexual who need an emotional attachment, like they need to love this person to be able to feel good. It comes into that familiarity in my mind, like that is the person that does that, and it's as easy as two pump chump as that at point. Because at that point, holy shit. And it's really not weird for me to say that. At that point, it leaves me up to just having good core. A good core, and I'm able to do fine.
Fantastic ass muscles as well.
Dude.
The longevity and endurance of ass muscles in that particular performance.
Let's talk about this for a second. I have a honker of an ass. Like it's
got that dump truck.
A full-blown dumpy. Like in high school... Like, if I were to go around and start slapping my female friends' asses, it would never work out. But every single one of my female friends in high school slapped my ass. Why? Because when I went from 8th grade to 9th grade, and when I hit junior year, my size tripled in muscle mass. And my ass was just fucking...
Shake that shit.
I'm not shaking it on the podcast.
Do it for She-Hulk.
Honestly, listen... I'm not trying to shit on like the actor who's playing the recent She-Hulk, but the recent She-Hulk, they had one opportunity. Hold on, they had one opportunity to have extremely buff She-Hulk, and they didn't fucking do it, and I'm pissed.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I think it's great.
Shake that ass. You brought the ass into this. The viewers are gonna want to see you shake that cake.
I'm not shaking the kitty.
Shake the cake.
Listen. If we have a stream in one day and someone tips $500 for me to shake my ass, I will drop it like it's hot. But until that day comes, listen here. Until that day comes, it'll never happen. But
that ass is shaking on Talladega.
Show me your butthole, Dega.
You're bringing up Talladega to a guy from Alabama.
Talladega's going on right now. My buddy from work is at Dega, like screaming, "Show me your butthole," because I had to show him that video where that shit started.
I was when the only NASCAR race, or the last NASCAR race I was at was a while ago. It's been years at this point. It was at Kansas City Motorways, which is a fucking gorgeous place, a gorgeous venue, expensive food, smells like rubber, migraines all around. Everyone loves it. It's fucking NASCAR. Left turn. But there was a crash too, so it was nice to see. Well, let me rephrase that. When I say nice, every NASCAR fan understands, but a person who isn't into NASCAR is like, why are you cheering at a crash? It's like when two hockey players start fucking fighting each other. Okay, when a crash happens, 99% of the time they're fine. Mm-hmm. Until you have those moments, and of course you're not going to say a joke about that.
Earnhardt and Carl Edwards flew into the fucking stands.
Oh, of course he did.
Especially after flew into the stands. That's when a lot of the crashes started to subside. They started doing like the heats and shit. I don't know. They really made sure crashes aren't a big thing now. Now you got to watch road courses, which is why I love going to Road America. Road America is the shit. You see motherfuckers drive off down the straight, down the corners and shit with Sargento cheese boards stuck to their grill. They can't see dick. All they know is the spotters tell them where the fuck to go. 180 miles an hour, Sargento cheese in their face. They don't know shit. They're in Wisconsin and all they see is cheese. Most Wisconsin shit I can think of. Like, welcome to Wisconsin. Like, to some random kid from South Florida, he's just like...
Hey, I have a question. Is how Wisconsin people born, how they're born? Is it just you rub two Carhartts and then pour some Bud Light in the mix while they're rubbing the Carhartts together to make their fucking... Oh, Simba.
You got to go down to the bay. You got to go to Green Bay and down to the water. What you do then is you take a flat rock and you start to slap it on the water. The great muskie of the bay will come up out of the water and he will bless it to your child. Then you then take, not Bud Light, but you do need to use Miller Lite, okay? Or Spotted Cow. You then pour the child into a vat of alcohol and leave the fucker there kind of like a pickle for about a month. You will then vat into that alcohol. And you'll have a Wisconsinite pretty much. I didn't go to your school, dude. They just threw me in a vat of alcohol. I was born. Okay, when my account started, that's when I came out the womb, right? It's like how the Lord of the Rings makes orcs. You know, they grow them in the ground and shit. Wisconsinites just kind of go to a muskie and they slap the water, and it's like, I blessed your belly, and then the baby comes out, you throw it, leave it. I don't.
No, this is like that is too well prepared.
That is the most badass pregnancy story I've ever heard.
Hold on, we can't hear you. Hey, I was gonna say that is too well prepared for that to be on the spot, because I know like freestyling a story, but that was it's way too prepared.
I feel like it just actually happened at this point.
See, in Alabama, it's just two cousins. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Get together after a family reunion, go at it.
Oh my god.
My mom and dad did it in the blizzard of '93.
Wait, you're telling me? Are you?
I was conceived in a blizzard. Fucking
No. I'm saying, are your parents?
No.
I was gonna say, you turned out great for that. If you were, like, let's just say a scenario where, like, some weird scenario, yeah, unfortunately I am, you turned out fine. At least
I think we'd have to go back on the science of inbreeding on that one.
It doesn't, like...
But I know we could just look at the royal family and go, well, that's a fucking lie.
Fucking Habsburgs, motherfucker. The chin of doom.
Yeah, what are those, like, weird, that one... Like, there's a video on YouTube. It's where a guy went to interview a family that were all products of incest. And they were all fucked up. All of them were nonverbal. All of them were, disabled as all get. One only communicates in grunts. And I'm not even joking. And there's only a few of them alive now, because they're only like 40s and 50s. And with their ailments, they didn't have a long life.
Whoa! I haven't seen that.
Never heard of that? Yeah, it's wild. It is wildly insane to see the reality of that.
Just throw in the name of the cheese curds and the Father and the Son of the Holy Miller Light. You will put this through the uprights tonight. You will have no fear. You shall guide yourself through the evil of in front of you.
Do you think the Canadians would want the one like Wisconsin if we asked them?
Think it's worth a shot.
Do you think the Canadians would give them back after 2 months? Y'all can fucking have them.
They just annex Wisconsin.
They
come back like, we can't
do this anymore. How do you deal with him? We just give him Miller Lite and he leaves us alone.
I mean, hey, they got free weed, dude.
So, I'm trying to figure out a really easy way to show the moments where I open up a browser. So I think I'm gonna attempt to do this because there is an update. I know when it comes to podcasts that they score. Yep, they scored. Usually you wait a week or two. You record a couple podcasts, you have them every Monday, and then you wait a couple weeks for shit to happen in real life to talk about current events. But in the last 48 hours, the eastern and southern defense offensive line of Ukraine has fucking fluctuated all hell. Yesterday, they took Lemensk, right? Which is a big city in eastern Ukraine, and they're continuing to push. In southern Ukraine, right near the Crimean, general area near, what's the city's name? I forgot. The city down there in the south that they're trying to go for. 25,000 Russians are trapped on the shore of that big river and are retreating. 25,000. They're retreating. That's just insane how, like, you were taught in all the ways that the Russian military was supposed to operate, right? And the way they were supposed to do things. And now we talked about it yesterday, that they're not doing it. That I feel like everything they had been saying for the past 28 years since the Soviet Union fell has been dog shit. And that every military analyst is like, at this point, it's not even a challenge.
They understand where the humanity of it's all coming to. most of these, troops that are in Russia have experienced combat. They've been exposed to war, but this is a whole different leveled playing field. And all these, you know, Ukrainians are being supplied by these very big time manufacturers of armaments and weapons, aircraft, tanks, all this sorts of stuff. And they're seeing a very even playing field. I think, I want to say, I don't know how true this is, but somewhere I saw that they got a couple of Abrams.
No, they haven't received any Abrams yet. No.
Okay. So
I know they
that was
received
not true
HIMARS. I know they received HIMARS. They've gotten a shitload more HIMAR ammo and a whole buttload more HIMARs, which are been religiously used in every push.
I think, honestly, with the announcement of those regions being part of Russia now, it escalates the war to the point to where I do believe within the next shipment of the United States, which has been announced, they are going to send another shipment of weapons to the Ukraine. Abram tanks are going to be in there for this. It's not going to be the
Are we talking about old Abrams or are we talking about new Abrams? Because I doubt they're going to send September 3s.
They're going to send the shit we gave the Iraqis and the Syrians that, you see everybody on the internet go, oh, you can blow Abrams up. Yes, you can blow something up from the 80s. Now, there's a lot
That's
of shit.
okay, but at that point, that's still American armor. As dated as it is, I would love to.
Who manufactures that? Who manufactures the Abrams?
The Abrams? Those old frames? Shit, it probably changed a company or two at this point.
They're on variant number 9 since the original make.
Huh.
They're September version 3s. Now they're about to 3s. And then the 4 is actually about to be released. September version 4. They keep on releasing upgrades for the Abrams constantly. So the recent one that they're having now is more, I think, more electrical system upgrades, and then more of the new passive and active missile defense systems that shoot at a missile incoming with like a makeshift explosive charge, which is just, how American is that? You shoot a fucking 150 millimeter round at my tank, I'm gonna blow it up with explosives before it hits me.
That's awesome, though. But what I've heard with the electronic systems upgrades is that they have added the same technology that they use on the F-35, where it is like you have your heads-up display on. The drivers will use a heads-up display and will be able to look around the tank and will be able to see outside of the tank around all section 360-degree view, which is badass in my opinion, because I've seen that shit in the 35. It's fucking awesome.
It's great. Yeah. It's expensive.
You have complete 360-degree view augmented reality inside of your heads-up display. It's over. That driver can Tokyo drifted everywhere.
Yeah, no fucking person's gonna be able to sneak up out of the side of the. He's like, you see that Russian out there? He was like, what do you think he's gonna do? He's like, this is gonna try and kill us. I was like, how about we just put it on the loudspeaker? You think there'd be a loudspeaker or no?
They can be installed.
There
are ports.
Open a tiny little port. What are you doing there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there are ports. You can pop the hood. You can spin that turd around faster than a son of a bitch to knock them off either way. But
I think it'd be hilarious to just turn the turret towards the guy who's obviously sneaking up, like Home Alone,
and just straight up right.
And then you just see the Abrams tank just no.
You see him go, drop his gun, Slava Ukraine, and walk off. Throw some yellow tape around your arm and just start spreading off towards the next open checkpoint.
What blows my mind is how bad the Russian military has to be of a service to think that there are hundreds of thousands up to millions of men fleeing the country at record number and record pace to not do that. So with the amount that are leaving,
wage a war like this.
The number that Russia says who support the war is, again, reinstating the fact how bullshit that is.
Yes, but what the fuck was Putin thinking? That's still to this day, since February 24th, was about this shit is like, what the fuck was this guy thinking? What the fuck, like, legitimately, like, thinking against him, and he fucking knew it. When that shit failed, when his offensive failed to capture Kiev and take the fucking lower southern Crimea, it should have been the biggest red flag right there to just pull the fuck back and secure your shit and seek a truce. Seek a truce. I don't know
or
why.
at least do it a different way than you have been. What he hasn't done, which he could have done, and I don't know why he acts like he can't declare war. Everyone and their fucking mom and uncle and aunt know this is a war, but on paper, if we're really looking at it, according to the Russian government, they're treating it like, again, a special military engagement, whatever the fuck that means. A war is war, and like habitual, like what Ethan said yesterday, right? He said they haven't had any of the good shit. None of the F-35 or the Su-35s. Yes, they did shoot down an Su-35, which their radar system got shipped where? To the United Kingdom and the United States. We know the radar frequencies of how that thing operates, and guess what that radar system is used in? The J-20. So the Chinese right now are not happy. They're not happy to begin with. They're fucking livid. They're pissed. If China even says anything about you in a manner of, like, especially to Russia, like, hey, knock it off, they never show their hand. The Chinese are always like flex, but this time they're like, fucking knock it off. The same thing with the Indian government.
Lone wolf doctrine they have. And I think that's China's biggest Achilles heel is their lone wolf doctrine of flex and be aggressive and be so aggressive that it makes everybody around you not want to be aggressive, which they're finding out in reality, it makes everybody around them way more fucking aggressive.
Honestly,
they don't
like their whole thing with, like, when Nancy Pelosi, or I call her Wrinklebag because come on, when she visited Taiwan, we don't like her either. You could keep her Taiwan, but the point is, when they said we are going to declare war, we're going to shoot her plane out of the sky, F-35 pilots like, you going to shoot who down? Oh, good luck. They sent the whole fucking which was it, I forgot which
Eagles, fucking Eagles.
Was it the South Pacific Fleet that went in?
She was probably escorted by the Navy, so they were using.
Yeah, the Navy was already there days before she ever came. They were
Tom Cruise was on the boat.
He was on.
He was ready to go.
It's not.
Talk to me, ghost.
Have you watched the new movie?
I loved it.
I loved it, but I will say I really, in my heart, when they got in that fucking Tomcat. I'm sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the film, it's free. It's not necessarily free. Go and watch it. Okay? If you don't, pause it, stop this podcast. If you haven't seen this movie, you have every opportunity to pause right now. Okay? Okay? Don't want to hear a comment. When they got in that Tomcat, I was a little kid, bro. I was like, oh my god. And then when I started seeing all the radar systems and all of the major systems, because I'm familiar with the Tomcat in DCS, the fucking gutted that thing. There was barely anything left in it. It was awful.
Still got the it's like folded lights on a Miata. It's like 40 wings, motherfucker. Flex, 40 wings.
From what I've heard,
my dad served during that time period from Vietnam to the 1994 Tomcat. The motherfucker, you just bring up a Tomcat, and he just immediately, his eyes light up into a Christmas lights, and his dick, you can just see the bulge. You can just see it.
No, the Tomcat was an expensive. It was very expensive. Oh my god, no! Don't dance. Sit your ass down in your throne. Go ahead, Riley. What were you saying about the? I know you were gonna say something.
There was a press release when they asked them about the F-14, and they said, "How did you get your hands on an F-14 when all of them are either in a museum or something?" And apparently they got their hands on it. Yeah, the Iranians, and apparently they've gotten their hands on it from a private contractor, and the private contractor gave over the rights to use as a stand they're not actually flying the F-14. That's just, CGI. But just as the stand-in to be able to use it as a model, and they let them repaint it. And as soon as a private contractor got it back, they swapped the paint on it again.
Yeah. Hey, you mind if we just rent her for a little bit? We're not going to fly her, of course.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, fuck yeah, dude. What? Tom
Cruise is asking me to borrow my Tomcat? Are you... Literal aviation, nut dream.
Talks, without being strapped. You guys see that video?
The what?
And on a bike, not even strapped to the fucking thing. It's doing loop-de-loops and shit.
Oh, yeah, when he was strapped to the fucking plane, and he didn't even... Tom Cruise...
Badass
motherfucker. I morality-wise, Tom Cruise has said some suspect-ass shit before, like him saying his job's harder than the military. I get you do wild shit, Tom Cruise, but...
I didn't strap myself to a biplane. That's for damn sure.
I'll do it.
So I can't really say anything about
it depends.
That. And
he
strapped himself outside of a plane taking off, a Russian plane.
I
was like, huh?
Yeah, that cargo plane, right?
Yeah, and then he did a halo jump.
It'll just happen.
Halo jumps are fun.
Like that's 3 things I've definitely never done in my military career.
Would you do a halo jump?
Oh hell yeah!
I was gonna say,
but you said, and this is context for everyone and context for Dorito here. He said knowing how planes are, except unless it's Alaskan Airlines, he would never dare step a foot in a plane ever again.
Here's my loophole with that. Yeah. I got a parachute on.
I trust the U.S. military enough because the simple fact is, if they look at that shit, my mama gets a paycheck. I don't think they're intentionally gonna try to with me in that bitch.
No, it's not that they intentionally would do shit. It's that he knows because he has
hit by me, I guess. That was just really poor placement by the athletes. That fucking aircraft, I guess.
What are you talking about?
That's pretty much. I mean, yeah, he pretty much summed it up. It was just that the aircraft maintainers, I've seen how they do it. I've seen how they maintain the aircraft. I've worked on the aircraft too. I know my workarounds. I know their workarounds, and I don't want to fly in those fucking aircraft anymore.
Did you see that one passenger plane that had duct tape on the wing?
That is actually good duct tape. That's totally, completely understandable. That's just a workaround, a fix, so that once they get that plane back in the depot, which is what we call that is the thorough fix. That's when they start taking off all the panels and putting on new ones. We've done epoxy fixes for aircraft like that before because they come in contact with birds a lot, bird strikes, and so we have to have an epoxy fix, or we will use the graded duct tape.
Military grade duct tape.
No, not military grade. No. No.
Way better?
I mean, this is aviation duct tape.
Oh, so like super glue.
No, more like it will be able to withstand very high temperatures and very cold temperatures and keep its abrasion to where you'll have a nice smooth surface to where there won't be any kind of aerodynamic stress on the aircraft.
I'm just thinking about an F-16. There were, you were talking about the private contractor, right? And it made me think. There is a public civilian ran, it's a new initiative a program to teach pilots on the F-16. It's the first privately owned F-16, which is, first of all, there's so many countries that have the F-16. There are so many F-16s out there. As there is a pilot shortage in the Air Force and the Navy to begin with, and especially in the Army, they should do that more. They should accelerate that and have full-blown places all over the country, because I feel like even if it's just the Air National Guard, having a shitload more civilians that could be, hey, could you come into work? It's shit hitting the fan. And he's like, okay, grabs his flight bag and fucking heads off.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, there's not many forces that, unless it's, I'm going to make the joke, an alien invasion, that I feel like any enemy aircraft could make it at all at a far distance into the United States. They get their asses knocked out of the sky from ground stations first, way before.
We do have procedures for alien invasions, Godzilla, zombie
Alien-
outbreaks, anything
Vegas.
like that. Anything that you've thought of ever before any kind of scenario happening, we have a plan.
They
for
put
that.
they put a couple analysts in a room and gave them LSD for 20 years. They have everything written up on every possible scenario, which is a good thing.
Mhm.
I want them to get out a dusty ass book saying, "All right, when was
What
this
alien?
made? 85? Okay, this will maybe work."
Oh, it's not dusty. They revise it yearly.
I know, but I'm just making the joke. I think it'd be hilarious as a scene. Did I just hear?
Yeah, sorry, that's my text
You
tone.
are a Trekkie too. Look at there.
I named my dog after. Well, I didn't name him after it, but I started calling him James Tiberius Fender.
Did you have a crush on Deanna Troy as well?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Deanna, oh my god, she's attractive now. I mean, yeah, she's older. She's an older woman, but she's still attractive. And Seven
Very
of Nine
strong.
on Picard.
Mm-hmm.
Take my soul.
And I'm not gonna lie, I like the new movies.
The new movies are fine. Yeah,
I like
I
them.
understand.
I
I
watched
understood
them a
the
lot.
logistics of why they had to do it because of copyright and dumb shit like that.
Mhm.
But Amazon bought MGM, so that means Stargate as well, and Stargate's being revised and remade as well too. So
I can't wait for that either.
dude. I can't.
That's gonna be good.
The world's best and heaviest 1-to-1 fan-made Stargate was made in Canada recently. I don't know if you saw the video. Like, I made a video about it recently, and I was freaking out because it was a full-blown, exactly 30,000-pound prop made, and the fact that
That's
even
impressive.
made a Stargate, the real prop is, I don't think exists anymore because it goes through so many moves through prop stages, prop places. I don't know where the original one is. I know they're redesigning. They're changing the Stargate. They're doing a new design. They're going to keep the same premise. They're not going to change the swoosh effect. They're just going to change the look. Because every Stargate has, like Atlantis and Universe, they have their own Stargates. So this, in the new premise, is this is a fully human-made Stargate. We've gotten to the point where we have our own. Slap an Air Force sticker on it. We made this, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't fucking wait. And I know Richard D. Anderson's in it. I know Tilk's gonna. I know Christopher Judge is in it. I know Amanda Tapping and Daniel. They're all in it. Now, of course, George can't because he's passed away to heart disease, I think. And tagging the fact that he was pushing 80.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking. I've watched that show too many times. I've watched it more than Star Trek, and I've watched Star Trek at least 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would just put it on in the background. Stargate, there are times where I'll flip through episodes, seen it, don't want to watch it, not in the mood for it. And I'll go through 2, 3, 4 seasons before I get to an episode that I was, I want to watch that one again.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on here. I'll pick it apart.
It's an addiction. I'm surprised
But
I
going
don't
back
know
to
any-
the
Go ahead, sorry.
going back to the Halo jumps. The reason I would 100% skydive Halo jump, that's because I have control of my fate in that situation.
You have a parachute.
And
Two.
exactly, you have a parachute and a reserve, so that'd be totally fine on my standards.
So you're saying if your luck is that bad that both you and your reserve were to go, you'd be, you know what? The universe said fuck you in this situation.
I said this is it because I'm definitely a person of fate, but I do like controlling my own fate. I flip a coin if I can't decide where to eat. I flip a coin, say heads Chick-fil-A, tails Chipotle, and then fucking
Chick-fil-A
do
sauce.
it like that.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3
I
bottles
bought-
in this house.
Oh yeah, man. I bought them by the bottles too.
It's the best thing in Walmart. It's the first thing I go to. It's like, do they have bottles?
Oh, I get it straight from the source. I go to the store. I'll call them, call the manager, be like, "Hey, can I get the 32 ounce or whatever the biggest one they got?" And they come and deliver
How
it
much is it?
outside to me. 20 something.
27
25?
for 30. Please. I just buy the.
I
normal bottles
actually
you get at Walmart.
I had a 20-pound box, and I didn't realize I thought I was getting the 20-pound box worth of different like squirt things so that I can keep, but it was just the You peel them open, and they fucking delivered that shit out to me like it was a ceremony. They had like 5 people out there, and they're like, "Here you go, sir." I was like, "Thank you," and I put it in a car and I drove off, and they're looking at me like he didn't do the chant. Like, you're supposed to do the ritual.
So many guys did that on their deployment. So many guys did that on it. Like, I remember specifically, I listened to the hours of the air refuelers just having conversations with jets and like the pilots and stuff. And the pilots were talking about, like, yeah, about a whole thing of everything. And I was like, yeah, so when we land, you mind if we grab some? I was like, yeah, sure, come down by the defect. We'll give you some. But like that kind of conversation, that shit is real. Flying a $35 million jet on a even more expensive KC-130?
Mm-hmm.
And just, doing the most complicated thing I could say a pilot could do, and they're talking about Chick-fil-A's.
Yep. Hey, we do that shit all the time. When we're gearing pilots up, ready to go, we're like, hey, we're going down to the strip tonight. You coming? Like, fuck yeah. Where we going? Like a Navy dive bar. Cool, fuck yeah, we're going. And then we, unplug the headset and fucking salute them, send them ass out.
It's going to be so much fun. How's the game going? You look so relaxed now. Did you get...
What?
You look so... You're just chilling. Like, we can only see a tattooed hand, and a Miller Lite. It sounds like a Wisconsin's wet dream.
Yeah, and report on the Ukraine right now. What's going on? Game's over. Packers won. Game-winning field goal, of course. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I
We hear you now.
No one acknowledged it, so I was like, oh, I must be muted or some shit, so guess I'll just start watching TV.
Does just your phone catching like every other word that you say? It's just very broken up.
Because when you guys are talking, it like fucking stop the sound from picking you. So that's what's caused the cut, which is why the headphones were the best option. But
you can put the headphones back on if you want. I
don't even know if they're gonna
I really we got so caught up yesterday, and we were like rambling off, so I never got to ask the questions I wanted to ask Habitual. So I'll get him later whenever he wants to do it again, because I know he wants to. Is that I did a scenario. I have Command Modern Operations. It's the best wargaming software that actual militaries use to train their wargaming officers. And I loaded up the new block of B1, the ones that can load the JASMs. Right? They have the mountings for the JASMs and everything. You're aware of that.
Yes.
You've done
the JASLMs?
Yes.
The fuck is a JASLM?
It is a
like
cruise
jazz
missile.
hands.
It is an incredibly intelligent cruise
Never
missile.
heard of a JASLM. This is whoever named that was definitely on fucking show tunes.
No, it's just
it's
an
an
acronym,
acronym.
but we say the acronyms like they're words.
Yeah. JASM is
So I think it's a
really
JSDAM.
Wait, I can do. Tell me, Jizzin attack
Joint.
JASLM.
Joint.
No. I was hoping Jizzin attack.
That'd be cool.
So
I gotta launch this thing. Oh, go find it. Go sick 'em. Go sick 'em. Good boy.
Oh,
so
damn, that was a fucking reply.
if for people who are listening, I've actually gone in depth in learning any public strand. Like if I'm not on the list, someone's not doing their job. I know it's classified.
Oh, you're talking to me. You're on a fucking list, man.
No. Regardless of it, I'm a threat. I'm about as American as you can get.
5'6", 180 pounds of fucking American
210. Who do you think you are? I'm a thick boy. What do you think I got? Where do you think?
Oh, we're the
Weight
same weight.
As much as me, and
We're seriously the same weight, but I am shorter than you.
Wait, we're all the same. I'm 210 and 6 foot. Who's the tallest here?
You?
You.
How the fuck am I the tallest? You both look more
I'm
majestic.
5'6". He's 5'10".
Bitch ass fucking fruit flies. I got plants everywhere in this motherfucker. I got bugs.
So, it is. I've looked into the development of it. It is about as intelligent of a cruise missile that we have access to.
I just got to flex for all
and correct me, like I haven't. I don't. Oh my god damn! That is the attitude.
I never done anything right in my life, but you show up to be tall. Okay, I'm done.
You good? Done. You feel better?
No.
Oh, there you go. No, so it's about as intelligent as it can get. I know it's conventional capabilities. I have no idea if it's nuclear capable. I'm assuming it wouldn't be all too difficult to have a W88. No, a W88 is too big. I don't know.
I'm thinking of what I can and can't say.
I haven't.
I guess
found
I can
anything.
neither confirm nor deny it.
Yeah, there's no public information I can think about. I know it's conventional. It's normal conventional explosive payload, and that's impressive on its own. And it's low observability, and that's in the acronym. And it's not necessarily because I got into an argument with people saying that we don't have any more nuclear tipped stealth cruise missiles, and I was like, I think we do. It's just if they exist, I think if they exist, no one knows about them. Because I've looked into the programs and the ones that have existed and have been retired because of age and they just don't work anymore. The ones that were put on the B2, the ones that were put on the B-52 in like the 70s and the 80s. So I've looked into all of that. And those are capable missiles, but for the mission of the Air Force and the mission in the Navy, they weren't keeping up to par with expectations. And we just haven't, money and things and priorities in politics haven't pushed for specifically a nuclear cruise missile, right? I think they're just going to push it to the hypersonics, which is what I think most people would expect. Which recently have been doing good with tests.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate to be one of the first people to load the hypersonics on the B1 to test out.
They're so sexy to look at too.
And you got about I probably can't say that, but they're good looking. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad the Air Force, it was a little roughy bump start for the first couple tests, but recently the past couple in a row we've had some good tests. But with the JASM, you said it, and because I'm assuming it's plugging out with when you said like you were telling those guys, hey, you can't be here. We can't let the Iranians know our play. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm assuming that's already been done and said. That's already fucking old news at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And on that modern operations, so is the B1 Lancer allowed to have external hardpoints of conventional?
Yes.
Okay. Is it? And here's another question: is it even feasible with the condition they're in?
Yes, 1000%.
Okay. So that would be.
If anything, I would say that it makes it better. It would be just to where the hard points are, with how you load the front, the intermediate, and the aft bays. You'll have 2 hard points on the sides, maybe even 4. I don't know if they've moved it up to the 4, but I know that they were going for 2 before I got out, and the weight distribution and balance would have been a lot better, especially for being able to fly under the radar and then pop up at the last second, shoot them some bitches off, and then get out of there.
I feel like you'd be able to shoot it at a lower, or does the JASMs need time to be able to? They need to drop.
There is a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a point in a speed and altitude because you have these canards that come down in front of the bays when the bays open, so that it kind of disperses the wind out of there, so that the JASMs are able to fall, or any munition is able to fall evenly out of the bay and be able to nose tip down and then go to where they're supposed to be at. It's a little bit different with the hard points on the side, because if you have a B1 that's got hard points on the side, there's no canards that come down to deflect that kind of that air. So you have to be slowing down to a slower altitude for them to be able to catch that drift down, nose down the ordnance, and then, or sorry, slower speed. Slower speed to
we
get those things to nose down and be able to pop off instantly. But sometimes there are problems that occur from that, so you have to be at a high enough altitude for them to drop off and safely go out.
So we got 24 internal, and then what was it? 16 external.
You could have.
That's just the ones that the loadout I have on the Command and Modern Operations, which is at least updated every so in a while to what's modern.
I probably wouldn't be the best person to ask that, because we didn't have a lot of training going on for any kind of external ordinances with the B1s. I was only adapted to because It was still training. We were still processing everything going on.
So at least in the command modern operations, you have 24 internal, and you have, at least on there, it said it had 16. So that in total is an absolute shit ton of JASM ordnance, right? And there was a scenario.
It's a loading nightmare. I fucking hate loading JASMs. It's the worst.
They're heavy.
It's the absolute worst. It's not that they're heavy. It's that you have a 4-person crew of weapons personnel. You have one guy that's on the bomb loading truck. You have another guy that's safing the bombs on the bomb loading truck and getting them on there. And then you have me. I was the 2-man up there with the 1-man, which is a supervisor. The supervisor's on one side, the 2-man's on the other side. 2-man's getting a rack ready to put the bomb on, spinning the rack, and then the 1-man's making sure everything is going smoothly and to the technical order task. Being that, there's just so many steps in the operation of loading a JASM, it takes literally half the day to load an entire aircraft full of JASMs with one crew. It's when we do our operations.
Inefficient as fuck.
It is, but when we get into maximum overdrive levels, like what we saw January 7th, 2021, when Iran wanted to declare war, we had 2 weapons crews per jet, 1 loading the front, half loading the intermediate, and 1 loading the aft, so that we could get them bitches ready to go. And then
you guys on January 7th were getting ready to go to fucking war.
You didn't remember that? You don't remember that when we took out Soleimani with a ninja bomb, which by the way are the sexiest, which are the sexiest Black Ops classified missiles in the world, and I don't care what anyone says.
I don't think Iran's stupid enough to throw hands.
Oh, they're absolutely stupid to throw hands. Because if I know the capabilities of a JASM, I threw it at a scenario back in 2017 when North Korea was flexing their heels like little bitches they are. Sorry. Not actually. I'm not sorry.
Thing,
they're
dude.
bitches.
Like, look.
When a little short North Korean man decided to piss a hitsy fit, there was a scenario that was going to be played out as a wargaming thing, right? And then that became a scenario officially in the game version, or just the Steam version of the game, because that's where it really is. But it's so accurate. 2, I had a flight mission, so they had aging MiGs and shit like that. Their response time was ass, especially when we're talking about B-1Bs or B-1 Lancers, which can go at pretty fucking decent speed. 1.2, Mach 1.2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I had 2 F-22s per, so we had 4 F-22s, 2 per plane. They were nearby each other, and their mission was pretty simple. You need to take out... the targets were the radar installations. Every radar installation on the eastern or the western facing side of North Korea, which was, what's the ocean right there? I forgot. I'm like blanking.
Japan. Japanese ocean.
Japan.
Japanese business district.
Yeah, so the whole western side, it needed to knock out everything from the Chinese border all the way down to the south. And it did it perfectly. And what was crazy about JASMs is they all communicate with each other, which is terrifying to me. I don't care who you are, what country you're from. You have missiles that are intelligently conversating with each other on how to effectively whoop your ass if you move a system. Because there's the pre-planned coordinates on where they are. And these missiles can... The fact that it's... I think they make it public just to be the terrifying factor. Hey, doesn't matter how you reconfigure everything. These missiles coordinate with each other to effectively take out all the targets. And from 500 nautical miles out, these missiles were gone, and these B-1s were already leaving to go back to where they were. And these missiles were all heading to their targets and did it perfectly coordinated. It took 8 hours to set up, because you have to set up each command, each following target, but each following target had 1 JASM, or at least 1 to 2 JASMs, because we're talking 2 with 24 internal, 16 external, so that's 40 per plane, or 40 per bird. And they were able to take out all the major radar systems, and then throughout the rest of that scenario, the way that it's supposed to play out, the Koreans were able to, or the South Koreans were able to handle themselves, especially with their Navy and their Air Force, on their own with their F-16s.
Another military that you should never fuck with.
Their
such
Air
things,
Force,
absolutely
their
not.
Air Force is
Ever.
impressive.
Their special operations, their army, any kind of ground force, any kind of naval operations, air force, it is extremely impressive. But one of those things that you were talking about with noticing the radar installations, that was my squadron's mission when I was on F-16s in Misawa, Japan. I was with the Wild Weasels, the 35th Fighter Squadron. I was under the 14th AMU, the samurai fucking wood throwing up 14s and shit. But our mission was to scuttle 15 minutes after a launch. So you have North Koreans declaring war. They would launch 3 ICBMs, one targeted on Misawa Air Base, Japan, one targeted at Kunsan Air Base, and one targeted at Osan Air Base. Both of those were in South Korea. Create an attack, nuke all 3 of those bases, and then invade South Korea. What our mission was, we have 15 minutes from when the Pentagon, or when NORAD sees that missile coming into the sky, contacting the Pentagon, contacting the base. We have 15 minutes to send off our entire fleet at the 35th fighter wing to go over there, and they, like crazy madmen, fly around in the skies waiting for SAM sites to pick them up. As soon as those SAM sites went
Pop their
online,
radar on, yeah.
they mark them. Like, here's a SAM sites. That's why they called them the Wild Weasels, and that started back in Vietnam, because that's what they did in Vietnam as well, and they transferred right over to North Korea. And then you'd pop those things right up, the B-1s, B-52s, F-22s, and the 16s as well, because our setup required air-to-ground missiles for every training session.
Yeah.
They would all go into those SAM sites and just fuck them up. And then B-1s, B-52s come in with those cruise missiles, destroy the fucking radar sites, and go in. South Korean ground forces alongside with Marines, Army, Navy, all just congeal into this pile of fuck you to Kim Jong-un. The bad thing about that is that everybody left in Misawa, Osan, and Kunsan. If people like, habitual line crosser, if they didn't do their jobs correctly, which they do, Patriot missile systems defending against those nuclear attacks, like, we're just, let's smoke the last one.
Yeah, the whole plan was
That's it.
Yeah. But the fact that, like, by the way, it is accurate on all sides. Every aircraft, livery, loadout, every system, every version updated with what's publicly, technically classified or unclassified, regardless, including for the Russians and the North Koreans. And I mean, 1-to-1 exact, as detailed as you can get, because it needs to be for wargaming, right? You need it to be as realistic as possible. And for a JASM system, just by me setting up and making sure I have it correct, my goal for the whole thing was make it impossible for them to see shit. And within a very short period of time, I don't remember the exact period of time, but with a very short period of time, the entirety of the North Korean radar grid was fucking gone. And that is essentially like a rock in Desert Storm. The lights just shut off. Everything lost communication. Nothing you can do about it. It is. They have nuclear ordnance. Sorry, nuclear. Fuck.
Nuclear proliferation. That's
make sure it was
Bushism
good.
right there.
I was gonna say you're saying one of those no words. You're not allowed to say nuclear.
They'll be fine.
Oh no.
Spotify. I looked up.
I can already hear the ringing.
Oh boo.
We completely
Spotify. At least Spotify. With the amount of
power.
shit Joe Rogan speaks about. I know they have a contract with Joe Rogan and everything, but come on. The man says a lot shit worse and has all these people that say shit way worse than what we could ever say. But
you yell at me.
It was horrifying.
He yells at me, everybody.
You
I hope
yell
everybody
at me.
knows that you yell at me. You yell at me.
What, you want to go to marriage therapy? Huh? You want to go to couples therapy?
I swear to God, I'm gonna bring him to my mother's house.
Trouble in paradise.
Stop abusing me.
Oh my
Facebook
God.
isn't defending me.
God damn. I don't even use Facebook anymore.
I'm always saying that because I've
Me
watched my
neither.
mother do the same shit.
I
but
do.
she's
The only
just
reason I
like,
keep Facebook is because I have family that only uses Facebook.
oh my god, I have
Yeah.
family members that still use Facebook, and I gotta sit there and fucking deal with them because they're just like,
A messenger.
yo,
Facebook,
you know it's
ding, ding.
no, man. They come and tell me the shit they read off of Facebook. You know,
Oh.
you been in that
Mhm.
situation where they're just like, yo, they're putting fucking fluoride in the water, and it's like, you just now heard about that? You're just now
It's good for
thinking
your
that's
teeth. You'll be
you just now
fine.
thinking that's
Yeah.
a conspiracy
It's
theory?
great for
Like,
your teeth.
oh god, the floor, dude. My mother went toe to toe with my small town of 2,000 fucking people over fluoride in the fucking well water, and my town tried to be as nice as they could in the bar because I was in there trying to stop her, and it's just like, ma, no, stop. And
They're
the father's
turning the
just like,
friggin' frogs gay.
exactly.
He lost.
That's what the
Speaking
fucking
of him,
you said.
yeah. Speaking of him, he lost a horrible defamation lawsuit.
Oh,
It was like
the
what?
moment
Was
I-
it like $24 million or $124
I
million?
don't know, dude. But the moment I heard him,
It's up there.
I get the whole. I'm a 100% supporter of 1A. But I knew as soon as he said what he said about Sandy Hook in the climate that we are living in, I was like,
Dude,
oh, you done thrown your ass into a hornet's
there's
nest
no-
that you are
there's-
just not gonna get
yeah.
out of, mate. You're not gonna get out of
Yeah.
that.
There's
Like,
no.
And we can support his freedom of speech as much as he wants, but at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah,
That was rude.
you knew you were gonna get dicked down for something like that, bro. Fuck, man. As soon as he said that, I was just like, this ain't gonna go well. This ain't gonna go well
Yeah.
at all.
Like it proves to say like there's certain topics you just don't make jokes about, and in that situation, he wasn't even attempting. He was just doing the normal shit he normally does, which I mean everyone expects it, but not the family members of Sandy Hook. They're like, fuck that, and that's why when it comes to like, I try and be like Habitual said it yesterday. What was it? The way you say certain specific things, because we were talking about he was getting banned. I was like, you say it a different way. What was he said? What did he say about the people? Like the way he said it?
Well,
Damn, I can't remember, but it was
listen,
good.
It was good. It was like the
I
best.
Can't remember.
It was essentially
Hold on.
saying,
Fundy, I've adopted your method lately though, and I don't get fucked with on TikTok. And I shit you not, Fundy. I don't disagree with the way you approach things, but I do disagree with the way you use sounds in order to do the views. But it fucking works without getting in violation.
dude,
I'm
at
shit
this
talking
point,
like I do.
dude, it went from me not making money,
So
me
this
couldn't.
is why I agree with you.
Yeah. It came
'Cause
how
you-
quickly
you
my
were right.
channel how quickly my channel grew to
You
the point
would
now
say
where
you were
I'm
at
actually making a
24,000.
not a decent I'm not making a decent chunk of change, not by any chance, but
I
I'm
was gonna
making
say it's about $200 a month. Don't flex.
no, keep going. It's not a flex.
I'm
It's
glad they're
I'm
doing it,
broke,
'cause then
so
they're
I'm
telling me
really
that you're making
if
more
I'm
money
making
than me.
listen, if I'm making any amount of money right now, I'm gonna
wonder-
flex about it because I don't make money at all in the first place. I'm broke.
Okay, well,
So I'm happy to get what I can get. I'm appreciative of people that spend
TikTok
money
is a
on, especially on merch.
TikTok is a cruel mistress when she comes to her monetization. Let's just put it that way.
I have
She is a
$238 in my
cruel
Creator Fund.
mistress. Okay.
230. Hold on, let me count the days. Hold on, just by
The first, hey, mate, just like I told you, I had $280 my first month I got monetized, and after that I went down to cents. I pissed him off. No,
no. Right now it's
shit's
just
Gucci.
1,
Shit's
2,
Gucci
3,
right
4.
now, but
How many days ago
it's
was the
just like-
16th?
Shiza.
Too many for me to count.
Let me count.
35. 35.
1,
It's
2,
30.
3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, no, what
5,
am I talking about?
6,
25.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
No,
12,
18.
13. 13 days. Just 13 days. And it is
I
at
don't do math,
$224.
okay? This is why they didn't allow me near fucking
I
anything
agree.
that required math.
Listen, all the other people were
Yet
saying.
now I build things. I legally build fucking federal buildings, and I don't know math.
When my math teacher said I'm gonna need to use this algebraic equation in my life, I told her no, I'm not.
That's how I felt, but then I had to start using geometry for construction, and I fucking ran the tables with geometry. I was like, angles, I know angles. It's just like paintball. Like, oh, motherfucker, right there. I got like my mirror. I got pow, motherfucker.
Listen, playing like golf with your
Listen.
friends. Hold on, playing golf with your friends.
But I dropped while I was a poolie in the Marine Corps. I took down 2 squads of fucking Marines by myself that were combat vets and Afghan. 1 tour though, but I still took them down a mano a mano.
What in paintball?
Nice.
I was cheating. Yeah, I was paintballing. I was fearing.
Well, how could you cheat? No, hold on. How could you possibly cheat?
They were using tactics. They were using tactics that fucked them over and allowed me to literally get behind them and just.
But that's not cheating. How is that cheating? No, explain to me why.
And then I took another grenade because the shed didn't have a roof, and they thought everybody in my unit wasn't tall enough to reach the fucking opening of the plywood building that's supposed to be the fucking urban area of combat. So they were inside the building. I had 4 of them. They were a machine gun unit. So they had 2 guys on the fucking machine gun pretty much mounted, and they had 2 guys fucking manning the entire building. None of them were watching the corner that I had been pushing through. And when they had walkie-talkies, but after I took them out, they had to shut their walkie-talkies off. They couldn't tell the other unit that I had just literally...
But again, you still haven't explained how that's not... Is that cheating? How is that cheating? Like, you were tall enough to use your environment to throw a grenade inside the building and fuck them up.
They said that I was cheating because I used the environment around me, and I massacred my entire squad in order to kill them.
Johnson, I
murdered. I was supposed to be the squad leader, and I got my entire unit killed on a frontal charge to distract them. I used fucking Soviet tactics on their ass.
There's where you get in trouble.
Yes. Well, the thing was, and this is what I argued with my recruiter at the time, Sergeant Lofer and Sergeant Pulaya. I was just like, look, listen. I'm at a disadvantage. These guys are trained fucking combat veterans. All I have is a unit of fucking kids that are like 15 to 18 fucking years old that have never seen combat. All they know is the shit they've seen on YouTube and what you guys have told them. And they were like, yeah, so I was like, so that's cannon fodder. I was like, that's a conscript. I was like, that's fucking cannon fodder, right? They were like, in a theory, I was like, so I use them as cannon fodder. Like, they're supposed to die, and so I achieve my objective. If I'm the squad leader, you guys trust me.
They're not supposed to. You said so. Hold on.
You didn't tell me that I wasn't supposed to come
back.
Hold on.
You sent little kids to die?
Yes.
What are we? What are we on the red front?
They fought like fucking. I had 4 dudes survive. No, not 4. 3. 3 dudes out of like the 8 dudes I was telling what to do survived. So in my theory, I took my 2 squads down. I took the fucking town. And no one thought we actually did it because the only moment that they realized, because they got a tower of commando paintball where you can see the combat that's going down, nobody realized that we were defeating because it was Marines versus the Poolies out of like Michigan and Wisconsin. So it was like 2,000 kids versus like the entire like recruiting offices that were around there, and the dudes they had the reserve center at the time and shit like that. They would come back to help with the recruiting, but like weren't recruiters, but they were helping with the recruiting and shit like that. So we had like Navy, Air Force, Army, Marines. We had the whole shit there for the entire 2 states, pretty much, like like Wisconsin and Upper Michigan at this place. And yeah, no, my fucking unit, my orders were clear. Take the fucking town. I was like, what am I allowed for casualty rate? And they were like, fair game. I was like, fair game. And shit's fair game. So you're telling me that this town is take it at all matters cost? They were like, exactly. I was like, do I have a theoretical artillery strike I can call in? They were like, you have no air power and no artillery. You are taking this town solely with infantry. They have no armor. You are to fight infantry via infantry. So I was like, these motherfuckers know what they're doing. And all I got is 24 people in total. And I had 12 of those people survive out of 24 versus like fucking 24. I think it was 22-ish of them. But these are dudes that were combat veterans, fucking seen the shit. And I got 8 of them personally.
There was this
but I killed my unit. I did kill half my unit in order to achieve this.
At that point you would go to.
And in Soviet tactics, I won my battle, and I get replacements tomorrow.
Oh shit, dude! Goddamn. So someone just said someone said a crackpot shit comment, right? Someone the original comment was that considering air dominance is required to be viable, and not scrap heaps.
Air dominance.
So let me explain this to everyone who hasn't really been following along in depth into the Ukrainian conflict. No one has had air dominance. No one specific group has had specific air dominance. It's always been contested. But with the air defenses, with the amount of just normal ground guys having man pads, having Stingers, having the air defense systems on their own, and then we're talking S-300s that they already have, and then I have no idea what systems they have been sent otherwise because they've kept that completely off record. But the fact that they have had any time, like every day of this war, at least 5 to 8 Russian aircraft, whether they be helicopter, whether that be jet aircraft, have been shot down every day, and it's been going on for over 7 months. So you do the math. It's not. I don't care. Even in the United States, that is horrible numbers for the United States. If that were to ever happen to us, I'm just saying it as an example. But for the Russians, especially with their fleet of aircraft, listen. Like I'm an aircraft enthusiast. I love Fulcrums. They're badass aircraft. They're capable on their own right, but because their speed and how fast they can go, they're pretty badass. They're older aircraft.
I love a good Ferrari, but the reliability isn't there.
A Fulcrum? I mean, I'm talking about like the scientific Fulcrums, the ones that are used for like high altitude science.
Okay, well,
that people in America own.
TR-3Bs. Let's talk about okay, you're talking about.
There's these.
Let's talk about some experimental American shit. Some TR-3B Black Mantas, motherfucker, flying triangles. St. Paul John.
Goddamn. I.
Alien technology. My dick has it.
Hold on, I had a video recently. That I think. Hold on, I know Riley saw it. God damn it! I'm trying to like keep it together.
I know I'm here, so it's a little hard.
December 1st, first week of December, the B-21 Raider is gonna be publicly unveiled. Finally, right? Now, me being in aviation.
Wait, they're coming out with a new bomber?
Man, you have not been keeping up.
No, I have not. I don't generally keep up with the.
They've had it in development for.
I've been following
well
the fucking
over 10
Army's,
years at this point.
I've been following the Army's fucking absolute warfare over trying to get a smaller fucking tank, trying to get a new fucking armored personnel carrier, and trying to fucking build a new.
Don't bring up the Pentagon Wars into this. Don't bring up the Bradley Wars into this.
That's all it is.
No, we're not going to bring up the Bradley Wars. This is not. We're not in the 80s anymore. We're not
going to waste that money on these projects anymore. We're going to give $1 bajillion to Europe. Why? Because fuck the American people.
That is it. Now listen. That is a very.
You give that reaction, both of you, but you know it's fucking true.
No. Hold on. Stop.
I'm not saying like what's happening now. I'm just saying over the last.
I'm not saying dark. I'm not saying.
Money.
Listen, I'm not saying Sleepy Joe is not a fucking idiot. Everyone in their right mind
cannot. It's been happening for a fat minute, mate.
Dude, I'm telling you right now that Joseph fucking Biden is the biggest idiot next to our fucking even more of an idiot vice president.
I'm Joe Biden.
Oh my god.
I'm Joe Biden. Not approve this message.
And it aggravates the ever-loving fuck out of me when I'm seeing what they're doing and I'm like, dude, this is just making it worse because I've been trying to move out on my own since I was 18. I'm turning 23 in February. So with everything being expensive as it is, that's not that bad.
Oh, come on. Trust me. You could be the 26 right now and be working for your stepdaddy.
I would prefer that because at least my stepdaddy could pay me.
It's a family business to a sense, but at the same time, I don't get no fucking like perks. He treats me like shit. He treats me worse than the fucking like the worst.
Because your family.
Exactly. So he can talk mad dog shit to me, and these kids, he's just like, "Oh, you're just an idiot. Don't."
Yeah, because they can't.
He's like, "You stupid mother."
You're yelling too loud.
I just want to kiss you.
I heard you. Good night.
Oh, I want to kiss you too.
I don't think she heard.
No, she would not hear that. My mom would not hear that. No.
Oh, it was your mom?
Yes.
Your mom was trying to speak German to me that other day. I've been learning a little bit of German so I can talk to your mama.
You don't even try it. You embarrassed yourself and you knew it.
I don't
You
give a
tried-
shit. I know I
yes,
embarrass
you do.
myself,
You
but
are
she knows
flustered.
my name.
You are
But
lying.
she knows my name.
You
You
were.
don't know that it's flustered.
She doesn't know your name. She does know.
German when you talk to me.
She called you. She called you Wisconsin boy.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's like calling me some Bavarian boy. It's still German. It's like
You
a
embarrassed.
Bavarian boy.
Stop.
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 My sprouts
You're embarrassing
are
your.
blooming. They are
No Bavarian boy.
blooming, Such Fraulein. They are so big, so abundant.
With
The flowers.
Dorito.
The flowers.
Dorito.
The flowers, they bloom in the
Dorito.
sunlight. They
Dorito.
bloom in the sunlight.
Dorito.
You know they bloom in the
Dorito!
sunlight. You see my flower. My
Shut.
flowers.
You're making the Germans hate you.
My flowers, they are so much in the bloom.
Thank you for joining the podcast, everyone.